but was wondering what's your favorite food?
We covered this, Taco Bell.
It's Taco Bell?
No, I mean, you can't eat Taco Bell every day. I tried in spring training. Years ago, me and my roommate, Tristan Archer, we went to Taco Bell, I think 20-something days in a row, 22. I could text him. We were texting earlier yesterday.
You could have filmed it and had a supersized me Taco Bell edition.
What?
You could have filmed it all, had a supersized me Taco Bell edition.
Man.
Yeah. I have filmed over 1 to 2 videos at Taco Bell. Yeah. I don't know. You just can't eat it every day, though. It's probably not for the best. I actually enjoy hummus. I don't know if that's weird or not. Don't know why I got into hummus, but I tried it and I'm like, wow, this is good. And they're like, well, it's healthy for you. And that's the only thing I eat that's probably healthy for me. So I latched onto it. Yeah, I'm like, this is how I'm allowed to eat this. Yeah. So yeah.
I've never even had hummus. What does it taste like?
Depends. They have different kinds.
My wife likes hummus. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Salsa.
Yeah, chips and salsa is good. I don't know. I've probably eaten more hummus in the last, how many years than anything else. It used to be pizza, stuffed crust pizza at Pizza Hut. Pizza. Every once in a while, I will just, it's like I'm sitting there on the couch and I have a craving. And I'll just get up. My family's like, what are you doing? And I just walk out, drive off, leave, go get a stuffed crust pizza, come back. Where did you go for an hour? And I'm just like, stuffed crust pizza. So that's good too. Healthy foods. Yeah. Hummus. Horrible foods that I just get after. Probably Taco Bell.
So you're 100% American, heard.
I love sushi though. If somebody else is buying, I can.
You know what? I don't even like seafood, but I've tried sushi and it's actually pretty good.
Oh, sushi is. I mean, I've had some bad sushi, of course. There was an all-you-can-eat sushi place that opened up in Salt Lake City when we were playing the Salt Lake Bees there one time, and it just opened. And I was convincing my roommate, Lindsey Goulin, little left-handed pitcher we had. And I'm like, man, let's go grab some sushi. And he's like, it says grand opening. He's like, you don't go eat sushi at a grand opening place. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, there's going to be nobody in there maybe. Like, that's why we should go. And it wasn't that great. But it was all you could eat. I ate like 50 or 60 pieces of sushi. But I don't know. It's just you can do so much with it. It's fantastic.
There's a place in Appleton. And they have a sushi, and it's a bratwurst sushi, and it has spicy mustard on it. It was all you can eat place. It's called like Island Sushi, and it comes around on like these little plates. There's water and stuff, and that's the only one I kept grabbing because I was like, dude, I am eating every single one of these. Nobody else touched this because I'm paying for you. So I kept eating those. I probably ate about 25 of those just alone.
I love that thing. You got this the chef right in the middle. And then it's just like a train, and he puts something on the train. I'm just like, it's like dun 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 dun, or maybe that's the song that I hum.
No, that's definitely the song.
Up sushi. Yeah,
same song.
More plates. Yeah, I used to live close to a place, and it was a really small place. Hardly anybody was ever in there, and I would go in there if I ever had a moment's time, and I would get in there, and this guy would have like his headphones in, and he just, had the hat on, and he would sit there, and the waiter would come over and be like, hey, what would you like? And I'm like, whatever he wants to make, I'll eat it. And they would tell him, and he just, he'd put it, he'd take his headphones out or put them in or whatever he did. And he would sit there, and it would take 15 or 20 minutes, and it would come out, and it would just, oh gosh, I think that place closed down though. But it was good while it lasted. Oh, now I'm hungry.
I'm definitely a steak and potatoes kind of guy. I go to Chili's, I get a big steak, mashed potatoes on the side. Now I'm getting hungry too.
Baby back ribs. I want my baby back, baby. Austin Powers. I like the first and second one. Yeah, those are good. Wayne's World.
All right. I mentioned it before. Jake is about to be a dad this summer, I believe. What would you give Jake for some fatherly advice?
Fatherly advice. Like you want me to be like funny about this, or you want me to be like real advice?
You can do whatever you want. Hey, first of all, I'll tell you, I don't know what I'm having yet.
He's a beautiful
yeah.
that you are.
The mosaic, yeah.
I've never changed a diaper.
Never.
So,
all right. Number one,
Not as bad as it's
change
made out
diapers. Change diapers. Do it. Just do it. It's like, don't be I have a gag reflex. I played with Tony Gwynn Jr. and we were shagging in the outfield one time in center field. We were just talking, and we were talking about kids because we were probably the only guys on the team that had kids at the time. Everybody else was, young and a prospect. So, I made a joke about something. He goes, "Yeah, I've never changed a diaper." I was like, Gwenny, how many kids you got? He's like, I got 2. I'm just like, and you've never changed a diaper? He's like, I got that gag reflex. And I'm like, no, that's awful, dude. Change as many as you can. Even when you don't want to do it, go, I'll do it. Because you'd be surprised how like you won't ever remember, you won't ever care. But it means a lot. It means a lot to everybody in that moment. That's a piece of advice. Another one is, and this is what they don't tell you, right? Like I go to the hospital, they give us a kid, then they're like, you're allowed to take the kid and leave. I was like,
no birth certificate.
Really? Like they're like, it's yours. You can have it. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. I forgot to put the car seat in, so I had to do that in real time. But what they don't tell you is how resilient kids are, how resilient they are. They are, I mean, their bodies heal themselves so fast. So like when they bump their head or when they fall down, I mean, they recover like that, and that's just, I don't know. You always have to have that in your mind because there's so many times where you just want to freak out. So I would say when everyone freaks out about something, you just be the calmest person in the room, knowing that everything's going to be fine. So sometimes I'm accused of not caring. Don't you even care?
They tend to react based off of how you react. So if they fall and hit their head, and you're like, they're going to be like, what happened to me? Just yeah. If you can keep your cool for a couple of seconds, it'll help calm them down too. Yeah,
even when they're like really bleeding, like something's really going on. Yeah. Like I'm going, they're fine. I'm like, hey bud, you're fine. They're like, I'm okay. It's just like gashing blood. I'm just like, you can't even notice it.
Yeah.
My kids started doing the my finger hurts thing. And then we get should we just cut it off? And they're like, no. I'm like, so is your finger okay? Yeah. Okay.
Third piece of advice. Don't threaten your don't take their fingers away. Felt strange. I even have to address that. No. No. But I'm not an expert. Here's the thing. People want to just give so much advice. And, you don't want to always take all the advice. And at the same time, you don't want to shun all the advice. Anytime somebody, it's just like if you're a baseball player and a coach comes up and is like, hey, we want you to work on a knuckle curve. And I'm like, well, I've never thrown one. They're like, you should try it. Part of me is going, I'll never throw this knuckle curve in a game. But do I sit there and just go, nah? So what do? I throw 10 or 15 of them in a bullpen, like, oh, can't figure it out. So, you do have to humor, because there's gonna be people out of the woodwork of like, hey, oh, that's how you're gonna put a diaper on, and you're like, oh, is there a better way to do it? Yeah. So
no. I have a story about a bleeding child. So my stepson last year, he has a basketball hoop, right?
Yeah.
And he dunked it. He was like, oh, LeBron James, he's dunking it. He dunked it so hard, he broke the plastic backboard, and the rim came and hit him in the lip. So my girlfriend, she's freaking out because like he cut his lip pretty good. He had 4 stitches, and he's a little guy. So 4 stitches on his lip is pretty big. And first thing I did when I saw him is I didn't want to freak out because he was crying and freaking out. And I'm like, you know what, man? You look like a badass. Immediately after I was like, you look like a badass. He kind of was like, I do look like a badass, huh? Like in his head, like I saw his face change. I'm like, yeah, man, you look like a badass. Nobody's gonna mess with you. So then all of a sudden he gets this attitude. He's, yeah, I am. I'm a badass. I broke that rim like Shaquille O'Neal. And I'm like, that's right. That's how you be a dad right there.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, go staple that thing yourself. Yeah, get that stapler. That's how bad
No, he was just freaking out. I felt bad. I wanted to freak out because it was bad. And
there's something to being a parent where you're like, you don't want them to lose teeth or have scars on their faces. Like, you're always trying to be like, oh no, don't. But at the end of the day, man, there's a reason I have a beard. I got, I've had a tooth knocked out. I've had stitches in my lip. I think we get hung up on scars and try to prevent our kids from doing stuff, but that's where you learn. I got broken fingers and all sorts of cuts and stuff like that. And it's just, there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone has that. So, hey, I learned don't, use a knife in the dark when I was 12 building a fort. You don't build forts at night. And I learned that by cutting my hand open. So those forts can wait till tomorrow.
100%. Yeah, I got the scars too, man. I learned that ramp when I went off when I was 12 might have been a little bit too big. So
yeah, a little steep.
It is what it is.
Steep. Yeah.
I learned not to turn a bike on gravel. It's you're gonna fall.
There you go. Footing, proper footing. Yeah.
So we have one more question, and it's March, so March Madness, right? And we don't know if you're a huge fan, but it seems like everybody is. So just wanted to know if you're filling out a bracket, and if you are, who do you think is going to win?
I have filled out a bracket almost every spring training for the last, how many years. I actually won one time years ago, but this is going to sound bad, but the player that was like in charge of it, that like printed all of them up and was like took the money and distributed and all that kind of stuff. He got released during spring training. And so anyway, I did win because I shared a bracket with somebody else. We both put in $10. Anyway, I've not seen that $10, but it's okay. I'll be fine. And I've totally forgotten about it. And I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big gambler. I think I tried gambling years ago and didn't win. And I was just like, nah, man, I need this money. I'm not going to gamble anymore. But I do watch basketball. Obviously Brian Anderson, the Brewers, Brian Anderson, this guy's in there, man. He's got the headset on and he's calling the games. Like he's fun to listen to. Right. And that's probably one of the main reasons I watch. But as far as, I don't know, I made a video, that song, the March Madness song that they play. I forgot how it goes. Man, I had to learn it because I didn't know it, but I did it in spring training one time. I made this song and I made this video of like everyone preparing for the day with this March Madness song and posted it. A lot of people liked it. About the only time I've ever had Craig Counsell text me since he was a manager. So that this might have been the year he became the manager or the year after. He texted me and was like, Dilly, this is my favorite video that you've ever made and posted. And I was like, that's awesome. I didn't even know he had a social media account. So I think he does. I think he just didn't. But anyway, he thought that was funny. He was like, he goes, if you want to make another one, let me know. And I was just like, he goes, if you post another one like that, let me know. And I said, yeah, man. I was like, just bring me over to the big league side and we'll do whatever you want, man. We'll film. Right. March Madness. Let's don't stop there. July 4th, man. Let's go.
Yeah, all of you.
You want to go to Taco Bell at midnight? I'm in.
Yeah. I'll bring the stuffed crust. Got you, man.
All right. Well, we want to thank you for joining the show. It was awesome having you on, and I know I did mention it once, but you are our first high-profile guest on here. It's a lot of fun having you on to talk to us, and I get to know a little bit more about you outside of baseball and social media and stuff. But thank you for joining us. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for telling me it was live. Telling me it's live after it was live, or maybe you did tell me it was live. I apologize if you did. Hey, anytime you want to do over, you come on the show again, and then we'll do it again. Awesome. I'll try to look more presentable. I'll wear so today I had to do a press thing like this, like Zoom or with the blocks or whatever. Anyway, the guy that was in charge of this was like, hey, we got this Zoom call. The press are going to ask questions, because of the formal announcement. So I was like, formal announcement. So I went and got a tuxedo on. Not a real tuxedo. It looks like one, but it's like a T-shirt tuxedo, and I put a jacket on, and so I didn't wear the beanie because the beanie's stupid, but like I, tried to do my hair and like tried to look nice and, and so the press are like, what are you wearing? And I was just like, wow, I was told this was a formal announcement.